We wrote 1441 not in order to go to war. We wrote 1441 to try to preserve the peace. For Saddam Hussein, possession of the world's most deadly weapons. The statement I make today is backed up by sources, solid sources. These are not assertions. What we're giving you are facts and conclusions based on solid intelligence. We know that Saddam Hussein is determined to keep his weapons of mass destruction. Iraq continued to pose a threat to international peace and security.
Simply stated, there is no doubt that Saddam Hussein now has weapons of mass destruction.
I actually like Dick Cheney, for real.
I think we will find weapons of mass destruction. I think it's important that we do. He's lying to him when he says he doesn't have weapons of mass destruction.
There can be no doubt that Saddam Hussein has biological weapons and the capability to rapidly produce more, many more. The source was an eyewitness, an Iraqi chemical engineer who supervised one of these facilities.
That source came to be known as Curveball.
Almost every part of it turned out to be wrong.
Now he tells the British newspaper The Guardian he made everything up.
We did not find stocks of either chemical or biological weapons. Active nuclear weapons program, no. We found no evidence, nor do we judge that there was one.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. Nope, no weapons over there. Maybe under here.
Breaking news. The U.S. preparing to send additional forces to the Middle East. This as we have new images just declassified tonight of what Team Trump says is an Iranian attack.
I wouldn't have said it if the intelligence community hadn't become convinced that this was the case.
Well, Iran did do it, and you know they did it because you saw the boat.
Trump does not want conflict. Trump is by nature more of an isolationist. We're not right on the verge of war. A bunch of people who are blaming President Trump for Iranian aggression. I am not seeing any sort of evidence that it's President Trump's sort of aggressiveness that is pushing Iran here.
There's no question that Iran is behind the attacks. I think the evidence is very strong, and this solid evidence.
I frankly think that crisis initiation is really tough, and it's very hard for me to see how the United States president can get us to war with Iran, which leads me to conclude that if, in fact, compromise is not coming, that the traditional way of America gets to war is what would be best for U.S. interests. Some people might think that Mr. Johnson wanted to send troops to Vietnam. You may recall they had to wait for the Gulf of Tonkin episode. So if, in fact, the Iranians aren't going to compromise, it would be best if somebody else started the war. We could step up the pressure. I mean, look, people, Iranian submarines periodically go down. Someday one of them might not come up. Who would know why? We can do a variety of things if we wish to increase the pressure. I'm not advocating that. We are in the game of using covert means against the Iranians. We could get nastier at that.
First, what's the cadet motto at West Point? You will not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole. We had entire training courses.